Hey, y'all heard that? The bigwigs are gonna dish out cash to Syndicate!
No, that's not it. See that new factory over there? They're looking to hire. Had some suits come down here the other day, preaching about job opportunities.
How's the pay?
Heard they're throwing good money, especially for us seasoned hands.
For real? Hey, since when did they become so generous?
The election's around the corner. Even syndicates gotta roll with the changes. Just look around. Fewer gangs on the streets, new buildings popping up. My nephew even scored a spot on the executive committee last month.
What was that sound?
The juiciest election buzz, the freshest campaign scoops, and the most outlandish candidate tales. From breaking headlines to deep dives, we're here to sift through the truth and the tall tales. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special edition of Truth or Troll, the election focus. Last night, hashtag West District Explosion topped this Phantom's trending list in the early hours. How did an ordinary explosion capture the spotlight in the dead of night? What secrets lurk behind the smoke? Was it a mere mishap, or a darker scheme at play? Coming up next, we will be talking to Pine, the commentator of the popular independent channel, The Hedgehog's Eye, ready to delve into the enigma surrounding this peculiar event with us. Greetings, Miss Pine. Great to have you here on Election Focus. What's your take on the West District explosion? Do you suspect this could be a political hit job in the making?
A political hit job? An explosion without casualties hardly meets the assassination criteria. This city has witnessed its fair share of genuine hits, so I fuss over this one.
Are you implying that some media channels are purposefully hyping up this event for drama's sake?
December's almost here, and with the election coming up, it's no surprise to see all sorts of dubious characters crawling out of the woodwork.
Absolutely. This upcoming month is known for its December surprises, where unexpected bombshells hit the headlines. Could this explosion be setting the stage for this year's shocking revelations?
This is hardly grand enough to kick off the show. It's just the East Side bigwigs feeling threatened by the West District's growing clout, using petty tricks to smear Syndicate's name. First, they use the explosions to grab everyone's attention. Then the mainstream media jumps in, pushing their narrative. Poor public security in the West District. Syndicates dissatisfied with policies. Resistance against East Side Capital, blah, blah, blah. That's all they know. The same old playbook.
What a shocking revelation. So, who exactly are the puppet masters pulling the strings behind all this?
No wonder the Prime Minister, aka our distinguished Speaker of this city, Stewart, is definitely one of them. After all, he's been trying so hard to keep the West District in shambles. Just imagine the humiliation for him if the district really were to thrive. With such a hot story, not a peep from him? Guilty conscience, if you ask me.
Is Stewart the only player in this game? The other two candidates both made public appearances today, promising thorough investigations. Surely they're not involved in this.
Who's to say? One's a sly old fuck, the other a total megalomaniac. What a show! What a spectacle! I'm betting all three candidates go down in flames. You care to join in? We've still got the whole of December. Just wait for the grand show, guys.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that. Thank you, Miss Pine, for your fascinating insights today. Now let's dive into some other juicy tidbits. An anonymous tycoon throws their support behind Max King with $1 billion Discoins poured into Max King's campaign. Prime Minister Stewart's secret smurf has been exposed, his private life shockingly blurring his public face. Thieves justify repeated break-ins at the East Side Public Security Bureau, claiming it to be a protest against escalating crime rates. Online betting no longer seems enough, as East Side residents take their political rivalry to the streets.
Since NF-112, after humanity's initial triumph in containing BR-004, the 23-year-long BR-001 and the recurring BR-002 have also been successfully suppressed. Humanity has finally established viable protocols to address extreme mania incidents. The following year, DeCity finally found respite from the Black Ring crisis, ushering in a long-awaited era of peace and prosperity. At last, it might be time for humanity to dispel this prolonged darkness. With these aspirations for the future, DeCity will soon witness the most significant political event in the lives of its citizens. The 22nd DeCity election, coming on December 26, NF 114.
As expected, during the election, every party will do whatever it takes to win support. At the very least, they don't want to see someone of your influence side with their opponents. You're being far too modest. Let me show you something interesting. Found it. A precious shot taken by Mr. Donald. Raven wasn't happy with the original copy and made a few tweaks. The plan is to produce hundreds of copies and have the homeless spearhead a local promotion. We heard you're coming back to join the election on behalf of the West District. It's been a long time, Chief. Everyone's missing you dearly. just some desperate moves from the opponent. Stewart's crushed his reputation by stomping on the West District these years. He stands no chance at re-election, and once he's out, all these radical policies will be scraps of paper. And even without any say in the matter, the West District's now sitting on a mine, literally. That's leverage we can use against those politicians. The syndicants have moved past martial arts. Now it's all about the verbal art of negotiation. Think about it. Just last year, the syndicants weren't even recognized as dis-citizens. Now they're back and making heads turn. How are things on your end, Chief? I heard that the Underground Mania network has been taken down. Things have been pretty quiet these days, right? And you've been running out of town for missions lately? You've brought peace to the city. Once the new mine is up and running, it will surely bring us a better future. This election's bound to bring changes to many of us. Chief, a new era is dawning. One of stability and progress. We'll all be part of it. And that includes you too. Chief?
Chief, sorry to interrupt, but there's an emergency that needs your attention.
Something happened, Chief. Can't say for sure. It's not something we're used to seeing.
An emergency, right? Go ahead, Chief. I'm sure everything will work out with you in charge.
Breaking news. Yesterday at 11:58 p.m., an explosion rocked the City Hall at Building 17, 105th Street, District 3 of Eastside. The blast has resulted in the loss of 26 lives, with 3 individuals currently in critical condition. After Prime Minister Stewart was urgently transported to Eastside Central Hospital, he was pronounced dead at 4:23 a.m. despite all medical efforts. A 1-kilometer perimeter around the site has been cordoned off as multiple government departments launch a joint investigation. Currently, no details have been disclosed to the public. As District 3 has been declared under a state of emergency, Benjamin Carter, head of the Health Committee, has announced his interim appointment at the council. He will be responsible for overseeing government operations until the election. Notably, Carter stands 11th in the line of succession, while all 10 senior cabinet officials preceding him fell victim to the explosion.
The explosion is merely a cover story. Given the approaching election, it's the only viable narrative we can present. It is now up to us to uncover the truth swiftly and discreetly. Chief, the 9th Agency and FAC are both in position waiting for you. Let's see what kind of present our little friends from the underground have left us.
Prime Minister Stewart and his cabinet were in a meeting when it happened. The assassins appeared inside the chamber and struck them instantly. The scene was heavily damaged, and cleanup is underway. So far, 26 human remains have been recovered, including those of the Prime Minister, 11 cabinet officials, and 14 residence guards. In addition, 6 elite escort hush units were found completely destroyed, along with the remains of 18 underground puppets. Actually, only one left now.
No! Stay back! Stay back! Guard! Guard! Guard!
Mr. Guillotine was found in a closet on the top floor, and his used wine glass was discovered in the adjacent drawing room. It is believed that he did not attend the meeting and was placed in the drawing room instead. Thanks to that, he avoided the direct attack when it happened, but unfortunately, he suffered severe mental contamination under the extreme conditions. Banyan Medical College is doing everything it can to save him. Once he regains his faculties, he should be able to provide the investigation team with valuable information.
That's not gonna happen. Even if a miracle happens, time is not on our side. We just hope he doesn't end up like the other two and turn into a corruptor. Chief, we need your assessment at the scene, if you please. Yes, its mania readings are similar to previous models. Only the appearance has changed, with reduced defense but more agile, better suited for assassination purposes. Based on what we have, they infiltrated through the vent in a liquid state, solidified upon entry, and neutralized all targets within minutes. Then they engaged in combat with the responding security force, until they were completely eliminated. However, when we mock the combat, certain pieces of evidence don't add up. We can't make sense of them. Chief, you know about these creatures. What do you think? Due to the severe contamination in the mania field, only one hush unit preserved limited data. Here, this is its energy consumption, from emergency activation to its complete destruction. As you see, something happened. The battle was not over. The underground puppets grew stronger with each passing moment, until every last hush unit was worn down and destroyed. Their combat pattern just makes no sense. And what's even stranger, they didn't retreat after winning, only to be left scrapped here. Those underground bastards can't possibly be kind enough to leave us clues, can they?
The feeds were shut down, and the hush units were preset to offline mode. That explains their delayed activation. They couldn't arrive at the scene immediately, nor could they receive precise commands from Paradisos. It was only Prime Minister Stewart himself who had access to it, and it's not the first time he abused it like this. The election wasn't looking good for him. His chances of re-election were slim. These concerns were likely a hot topic during the meeting with his cabinet. And as always, their conversation would delve into some sensitive subjects. To keep things under wraps, he had to find a workaround off the record, and stop Hush from syncing data back to Paradisos. We're currently keeping tabs on everyone on our radar. Suspected underground spies, informants, gangs, and potential future targets. None of them have made any moves. A thorough investigation will take about a week or two.
Once the new mine is up and running, it will surely bring us a better future. This election's bound to bring changes to many of us.
Even with the information blackout, the deaths of the cabinet members have caused quite a stir. I agree that this is only the start, but the election must proceed as scheduled, I'm afraid. Now it's up to us. We have 1 month to investigate the truth and eliminate all threats.
FAC has no authority to interfere with the election. We have to follow our orders. We will fortify our patrols and defenses, doing everything we can to ensure civilian safety.
I know, you have many concerns about the election, but this case goes beyond just the Mania attack. Everything that has happened here is far more complex than anything you faced before. The impact of the cabinet reshuffle is still within our control, but it cannot escalate further. Too many eyes are watching. The election has to proceed. The Ninth Agency will keep a close eye on suspicious individuals. We'll power through it. Find the truth. Someone just requested a meeting with you. She claims to have some leads. I believe it's someone you know. The Municipal Affairs Commissioner and one of the election candidates, Bernadette Cavendish.
It's all right. Let's talk here, if you don't mind. We were scheduled to go over some proposals today. Mr. Stewart, he used to speak from that podium. Now their absence just made me feel a bit, displaced. So, let's just talk here. Consider it a way to honor my departed colleagues. Chief of the MBCC, thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
My aunt is a seasoned politician with years of experience. Last year, she antagonized Prime Minister Stewart and was removed from the cabinet for speaking up for the West District. She's now running as an independent candidate and will surely reach out to you. When that time comes, please keep one thing in mind. Bernadette Cavendish has no loyalty to any organization, sentiment, or principle. She acts purely in her self-interest. Chief, don't ever forget that.
News, public reports, and some insiders, of course. That's all. To be frank, this incident has put me in a rather delicate position. As both his former counselor and his rival, I had my share of disagreements with David, and his passing could have worked in my favor. So naturally, I found myself under suspicion. The Ninth Agency questioned me right on the day of the incident. But thankfully, Langley Blackett cleared me of suspicion. We're old acquaintances. You can verify anything about me with her. With the election approaching, I'd rather keep my distance from this to steer clear of any controversy. I hope you can understand that, Chief. I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I have no direct leads about this case to share with you. As I explained earlier, I'm keeping my distance from this case, so I know nothing of its details. Sorry I used it as pretext for meeting you. I need your help with something. Something I believe you'll be inclined to accept. I want you to protect someone. The late Prime Minister's out-of-wedlock daughter, Elvira Stewart. That is for you to investigate, Chief. As I said, I don't know the details of the case. I've only heard rumors about the girl. Just rumors. David Stewart never married. Elvira is his only child, 16 years old, her mother unknown. No school records, no medical history, no social documentation whatsoever. Even her residential address has been changing constantly. She's been well hidden during his lifetime. Even the Stewart family only recently learned of her existence. That's how cautious he was. Yet this cautious man, on the night before his death, set aside his pressing election concerns and secretly left his residence. He steered clear of even his most trusted allies and vanished until the following day. Upon his return, he died in the explosion. Chief, I couldn't possibly know. I just happened to hear that the day before the explosion was the girl's 16th birthday. I didn't say so. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe not. No one can prove anything. A few precautions won't hurt. In our line of work, no coincidence should be taken lightly. Because it's wiser to handle these things discreetly while there's no concrete evidence. And also because someone has already stepped in to offer their protection. The Stewart family took her in immediately after the incident. You know how it is. Even though they've never met, as blood relatives, they have a more legitimate claim to the orphan than any agency. Tomorrow evening, the Stewart family is holding a memorial service at Veer's mansion. Many important figures will be attending. I was invited too. They say the Prime Minister cherished his daughter deeply and held high hopes for her. They shared a close bond, so she might be the person who knows her father best. Maybe they're out of options. Stewart's influence has been waning since the West District was reconstructed. As the election nears, the stakes for his re-election only grow higher. Losing the head at this crucial moment is truly devastating. All their allies, enemies, or onlookers even are desperate for Ant. Perhaps that girl is the only card they could play. That's how I see it. I only know what has been made public. As for any undisclosed information about the case, I know nothing about it, nor can I delve any further. As for the truth you seek, given my status as a suspected former political rival, my presence at the memorial service might cause unwanted tension. I will entrust this invitation to you, Chief. The Cavendish family stands ready to offer any assistance you may require. In return for your efforts, I trust that you, who are investigating the truth behind the cabinet attack, will know how to leverage this opportunity with that girl. You think I have ulterior motives? That I'm seizing this chance to approach you, rope you in, and earn your trust to vote for me? That would be undignified and unnecessary. Since you don't have a liking for politicians like me, I won't trouble you beyond today. This is just a one-time personal request. To protect a child who has recently lost her loved one. I serve as a politician, but I'm also a woman who once wanted to become a mother. I can't bear to see children suffer. As for why I chose you, the reason is quite simple. My niece, Matilda Cavendish, thinks very highly of you. You two are cut from the same cloth. Even caught in the political turmoil, you both cling to your principles. Despise the power games, remain unfazed by fame and fortune. And more importantly, in this game, you fear corruption, dread straying from your path. Even if circumstances pull you into a mire, you'll fight with everything you have to break free. And that is precisely what I admire. Only people like you have that glimmer of hope. Of not being consumed by the maelstrom. Well then, I have a few questioning sessions to attend. I'll take my leave now. This is farewell, Chief. I wish you good luck. In this game, you fear corruption, dread straying from your path. Even if circumstances pull you into a mire, you'll fight with everything you have to break free. And that is precisely what I admire. Only people like you have that glimmer of hope. Of not being consumed by the maelstrom.
Breaking news! Last night, a massive explosion rocked the City Hall at 105th Street in District 3 of Eastside. It said that multiple cabinet officials were killed in the blast. And here's the most shocking part of all. Prime Minister Stewart, who was presiding over the meeting, has passed away after being rushed to the hospital. Though officials claim it was just an accident, unlike the West District explosion that could be easily brushed aside, this blast happened right in the council hall itself. Now, let's go live with our special guest, Miss Pine, to hear her takes on this incident. Hello, Miss Pine. Thanks for joining us on Election Focus. I'm sure you're up to speed on the cabinet explosion. We were just discussing Prime Minister Stewart a few days back.
Some class, finally. Unlike the amateur hour over in the West District.
Do you have anything to say about his death?
Well, while I do regret his death, perhaps this timely exit will actually cement his legacy. Let's face it, his track record while breathing wasn't exactly stellar. Honestly, Stewart's rise to power wasn't easy. For someone from an old second-rate elite family to claw his way to the top, that must have taken some serious effort. Apart from those minor blemishes like the West District, Nirvana, the Rust and Sinner management, he was a real workhorse. Quite the model of integrity among all the political lapdogs. That should have made the puppet masters behind him pretty happy.
By integrity, you mean he wasn't all that corrupt?
Take the Eastside District 5 reconstruction bill from a few years back. His peak as a counselor. With a modest budget, he aided Nirvana in building factories, helped real estate groups renovate residential areas, and ultimately even secured loans. From just this one bill, everyone got their slice of the pie, except for the District 5 residents who were all swept out from their homes. And Councilor Stewart? Oh, not a dime lined his pockets, just a smooth ascension to the throne.
Whoa! Now things are heating up. Care to spill the beans on the explosion? You must be sitting on a goldmine of information about it.
Well, the explosion. Everyone thinks this was a black op. But even you folks know that Stewart was already wobbling on thin ice, with slim chances of re-election. His rivals had little incentive to push things to this extreme. Moreover, the evidence on site points to the involvement of mysterious monsters in the blast. They are absolutely not the sort of creatures that any politician could control.
Monsters! I think I caught wind of that. They say the West District has been dealing with monsters for a while, and now they're showing up in Eastside too, because of the dark web.
The dark web incidents were orchestrated by the same group. They used to only operate in the West District, but now they've set their foot in Eastside.
But wait, I heard that the dark web got the axe already. And the crisis in West District was taken care of as well.
Appeasing a crisis without addressing the root cause only breeds a bigger one. It has happened with the dark web, and the two explosions this time follow the same pattern.
Then, what is this?
It's more secretive than the dark web, more dangerous than the sinners, older than known history, closer to power than the city council itself, something nurtured in the shadows of this city.
Ah! Monsters! Oh, crap. Oh, no. What do I do? I knew I shouldn't have chased after this.
Hey, find a place to hide first. Move to your left, slowly.
I'm hiding, but those things, they're right in front of me.
Can you capture what's happening there?
This is rare footage of Ground Zero. Quick, get a clear shot. What on earth are those attackers?
I knew it! They're just like the monsters in Syndicate. No, wait. These look a lot more advanced. Pan the camera to the left. I need a better look.
Are you serious right now? I could get killed any second, and you're still trying to get a scoop? That maniac! Someone, please, help me! Pine?
Come on, it takes time to run over here. What are you mad about? Give me the camera, I'll do it myself. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing is raw, uncensored footage from Ground Zero. Now let's find out the mystery behind these mania forces lurking in this city's under...
You're a sinner?
Shh, not so loud. Yeah, I'm a sinner, but that's nothing compared to the bombshells that are gonna happen next.
There will be some...
I'm absolutely certain now. The Underground is behind all those explosion attacks.
The Underground?
All that old intel was getting stale. Finally, I caught some action in the flesh today. Common politicians can't handle the Underground, but the real top dogs of this city love using these gutter rats. To some degree, they're birds of a feather. Between that ass and the blowhard, that MK guy disgusts me more. Always preaching about justice and ideals. But he surely doesn't have what it takes to control the Underground. That leaves us with just one suspect. Miss Bernadette Cavendish, who wants to use the Underground as a smokescreen to purge all the old factions in one single sweep. The expose is just getting started. Do you have the guts to stick around?
You really aren't worried about getting stabbed someday, are you?
Alright, buckle up then. Let's rip off their masks and expose every filthy secret the elites and the underground are hiding.
You're sent by the Cavendish family?
We have stationed guards in the surrounding blocks. However, the Stewarts rejected our earlier security warning. As Nightingale said, the Stewarts seem strongly opposed to any MBCC involvement, so she's unable to deploy additional personnel. Nightmare is positioned right outside the mansion. I'll provide immediate backup if anything happens.
Terrible timing, huh? The corporation had just greenlit the funding for him before he kicked the bucket. If only this happened a little sooner or later, we wouldn't be in this mess.
What about the West District? I heard they're making demands about voting rights again.
Oh, please. If we let them in now, we can kiss the new mine goodbye forever. Even the Stewarts can't keep them in check. Who else could possibly?
What about that MBCC chief? He wields quite a bit of influence, doesn't he? The Stewarts sent him an invitation as well. If we could rope him in, we might just...
Still no words, huh? Prime Minister's death is a loss. But this isn't over. You owe us the truth. Your father came to see you the night before it happened. What was that for? You better be honest with us, young lady. Do you really think the Stewarts can protect you forever?
Mr. Stewart was so devoted to his duties that he rarely came home. He was a man of discretion and confidentiality, never bringing his work home. Thank you for your concern for our young lady.
I was asking Miss Stewart.
The young lady gets distressed whenever speaking of her father. This may not be the most opportune time. We will make sure to pay you a proper visit once she's ready.
Chief, we've got some info on that lady. She's a butler, secretly hired by Stewart to look after his daughter. Stewart kept them under wraps, so all we found out for now is her name, Yelena. With such a grand reception tonight, isn't it the Stewart's wish to introduce their secret young lady? Disregarding your employer's wishes wouldn't be the smartest move, I'm afraid.
Don't upset those in charge, miss, or you might be fired. You don't want things to look bad, do you? You are indeed correct. I must exert every effort to retain my job. Mr. Stewart had specified in his will that should anything unexpected occur, he wanted me to continue to care for Elle as her legal guardian. Therefore, unless directed otherwise by the court,
I will uphold an amicable relationship with the stewards. I am committed to fulfilling my responsibilities till the end.
Yes, we've heard that when the stewards picked up the girl from her residence, they had a brutal clash with the staff there. All the guards were forced to leave while she was the only one staying by Elvira's side. Our radical prime minister himself handpicked her to protect his daughter. She must be very trustworthy.
I bet she's David Stewart's lover. A woman with that kind of history watching over his illegitimate daughter? She's really out of her league here. Quite a looker, though. Just the type men would go crazy for. No wonder Stewart kept her under wraps. Seems like our Prime Minister has his own share of dirty laundry, Now that's the story someone should dig into.
No wonder. Any woman who caught the Prime Minister's eye must be quite something. Surely she won't tell you anything if you ask her straight out, but if it were me there, I'd play it like this.
You must really care about Miss Yelena, right, Elle? Oh, how sweet to have such an intimate maid. Unfortunately, it'll be just the two of you in the future, almost like a widow and her daughter. Would you call her mother when it's just you two, little lady?
This must be a misunderstanding. Miss Stewart's mother is someone else entirely.
Oh, please. You're so caring for Mr. Stewart's daughter. He must have felt so indebted to you. He's not one to trust easily. Didn't have a wife, yet kept a beauty like you by his side.
What happened to him was truly tragic. It's a rare chance we're all here tonight. You can tell us your story. We're so concerned about you and the girl's mother.
Please step back. Elle's mother was...
Yelena is not my mother. My mother, she went to heaven a long, long time ago. I've been waiting for her to come back and see me. Yelena has been with me all the time. She has nothing to do with my father. She promised to stay by my side until Mother comes back. I'm not lying. Yelena's not my mother. Don't you be mean to her.
Hey, look at her! She can't even speak properly!
No wonder David never brought her to the family. Oh, I'm almost feeling sorry for him.
Chief, stay put. They aren't in any immediate danger. You can't risk exposing yourself. Please, keep still. The Stewarts aren't like other houses. Though they're waning, their influence still runs deep. Even our superiors have to be cautious dealing with them. Don't confront them directly. Hey, what did your father tell you? Holding high hopes for you, did he? Or was it all just lies? Did he ever love you?
Don't come. Go away.
What are you asking those kinds of questions for? You're scaring her. We still need her to cooperate and tell the truth.
Truth? From a moron? I say we just ask her who her real mother is. Even in death, he's so pathetic. Stuart's glory days are long gone. His supporters must be crying their eyes out.
Please stay back.
Chief, hang in there. We'll find a way to help you. Just a bit more patience.
Now she's puking! Look at her. This girl needs a mommy. Anyone who knows how to babysit?
Monster!
There's still a sizable group at the East Gate, all underground puppets of the same type. The sorcery is likely deployed somewhere nearby. Quite a few guests have fled outside the building, some of them already injured. Their situation is dangerous. We've received orders to prioritize their protection at all costs.
I'll get them to safety and wait for your return. You have my word.
I will protect her. Thank you.
This way! Hurry!
Chief, I'm fine, and so is everyone else. The enemies are not too hard to deal with, having only caused minimal damage. But they move too fast. With so many civilians on site, we need more time to secure the area. Chief!
We made it out. Still got room in the car. Should we go back for more?
Sir, they're too far away, and the monsters have already spotted us. We should leave now. Our current passenger's safety should come first.
All right then, open the roof. I'll give him a shout. Hey, bro! I'm gonna take him to safety first. Come find us once you clean up this mess. I'll be waiting. The name's Max King. Great to meet you, Chief of the MBCC.
I'm sorry, Chief. Nightmare can't match their speed, but I can break their car with my power.
Hello, this is the Max King campaign office. Oh, Chief, hi. I'm Mr. King's assistant. My apologies, but I'm currently driving. He has been eager to have a chat with you. Please, hold the line. Sir, it's the MBCC Chief.
Oh, coming. 1 sec. I know they were no match for you, Chief. No worries. The ladies are in good hands. They got my King's limousine here, plenty of room, bulletproof, and 100% great. Even better, I have a top-notch driver who can shake off any pursuers in no time. You can rest assured without any doubt. Copy that. Team A, move in.
Chief, they've gone round us. Target vehicle is turned into a narrow alley.
My sincerest apologies, Chief. We just got a run-in with some unknown hostiles trying to intercept us. Thankfully, Adrian here is an exceptional driver and managed to slip away in time.
As a former FAC soldier, I do know a thing or two about driving.
Adrian, they can't hear you on the other end.
He will. He has placed a listening device on you. He can hear everything.
Whoa, brilliant! That's just what I'd expect from him.
Chief.
Kidnapping? Good heavens, what a huge misunderstanding. I'm here to rescue them, by your words no less. You told me to get them away from danger. Don't you remember? Yeah, I know. I'd love to meet you too, but there are monsters hot on our heels, too risky to stop now, and that mania contamination surely can't let them draw near the kid, right? Here's an idea, Chief. You take care of our pursuers, and I'll turn right back around to meet you. If I stop now, those monsters will be breathing down my neck in no time. Chief, you're the best in this city at handling them. Show them how it's done. Run away? Never gonna. The only running I'm interested in is straight to you. I've been eager to meet you for ages. Your backing in the election would mean everything to me.
That sounds like something Hella would say.
Oh, now that's authentic syndicate slang. Just what I expect from the great hero of the West District. Talking like a true local. Sir!
Is that our reinforcement?
We are not enemies, Chief. I am Adrian Vale, Mr. King's butler. I sincerely apologize for the trouble we've caused, but please understand that it wasn't intentional.
Oh, wait. Those two are still...
That model, despite being a decade old, its performance remains outstanding even by today's standards. She used to be an FAC combat unit. I came across several of them during my years of service. This model, in particular, is quite tough to deal with.
The target appears entirely unresponsive and displays no intention of backing down. Even with all possible manpower, it'd still be difficult to ensure the safety of the hostages. Chief, what should we do? Chief? That's a warning, Chief. Stay back!
Stop! Sable! There's no point in fighting anymore. You've reached your limit, too. Let me handle this.
No, don't go. I'm scared. Please don't leave.
I'll be right back. I apologize for my companion's intense reaction. Since the passing of our master, we have been followed, deceived, and even threatened. They have left us on edge. We can't trust anyone. Miss Stewart has endured a great deal of suffering. Our only wish is to take her away from this place. The further, the better. But what just happened proved that the two of us alone can't protect her. I understand. You protected us, and as a result, we will follow your orders from now on. However, if I may make a humble request, please do not hand us over to any other forces, be it the Stewart family, the 9th Agency, or the FAC. Don't let any of them come at her again. If this exceeds your authority, or someone uses us as leverage against you, then, as a sinner, I turn myself into the MBCC. Arrest me, Chief, and take them both back to your bureau. They're key witnesses in my case, and the MBCC has the authority to detain them. In return, I will disclose everything. Prime Minister Stewart's activities, his connections, and potential suspects in his murder. All that I know. You attended the service in disguise, yet risked exposing yourself to protect us. All because we may still hold some value to you, perhaps? If that's the case, as long as you ensure their safety, I will strive to fulfill all your requirements. Thank you. We will be counting on you, Chief.
Just as Miss Pine predicted previously, Prime Minister's memorial service was ambushed by unknown attackers, and his daughter was kidnapped, her whereabouts still remaining a mystery. The renowned MBCC chief was also present during this attack, which further indicates the identity of the forces behind this incident.
The Underground poured too many resources into this bloodbath. It's not just some smokescreen. The kidnapped daughter might actually be the main act in this series of attacks. A supposedly minor character pushed into the spotlight. There are two possibilities here. Either the little girl has a greater say in the Stewart family than we thought, or she's just a trigger to pull out someone way more crucial.
That's quite a wild guess, Miss Pine.
Just a logical deduction. She might even be a sinner, and we're all aware of how capricious their powers can be. She may look like a young girl, but for all we know, she could possibly be older than any of us.
Some said she might know some secrets from the late Prime Minister.
During the cabinet explosion, they took out Stewart without breaking a sweat. If they were after political intelligence, why not just grill him for answers? You saw it yourself. Both that blowhard and the MBCC chief showed up there. It must have been something big going on. Or even more. It's like last year. All these strikes, just another round of smoke screens to keep the departments busy, while an even bigger bombshell is waiting to drop. Or maybe the Underground isn't the only one pulling the strings. But who else in this city could pull off things like this?
Miss Pine?
What if there's another mysterious force I don't know yet, stirring things up from the shadows? Whatever they want, this is far from the end. The election drama is just beginning. Finally, something to get my blood pumping again. Now then, which party will make the next move? And who will be the target?
Thank you, Miss Pine, for another fascinating sharing. Now let's move on to our usual dose of trendy gossip. A 20-meter-tall Max King sky dancer recently lands downtown, rising as a new urban landmark. Miss Cavendish's debate performance smashed viewer records, her verbal showdown rivaling blockbuster shows. As attacks across the city escalate, shopping centers are rolling out huge sales of civilian weapons. Max King stars as a superhero in what might be the most outrageous campaign ad ever aired. A mystery poll reveals that over 90% of residents are indifferent to the outcome of the upcoming election. Candidates attract what might be the youngest supporters ever, as parents begin naming their newborns after the election hopefuls.
What a show. The Underground sure knows how to spice up the election. I heard some FAC folks were at the scene. Seems like a touchy subject. Those old foxes giving you trouble?
Me? What for? It's just 2 retired soldiers who left the service over a decade ago, working for their new employers. That's what any investigation will show.
Better be careful. They've got their eyes on you more than they do on the Underground these days.
Doesn't matter. We're not here for small talk, are we? Let's get to business. You've been to Edge, and why didn't you request to postpone the election? After what has happened, voters across the city are in an agitated state. With in-person voting, polling stations will be jam-packed on election day. If the Underground decides to make any move, the consequences will be catastrophic.
Consequences? They're more afraid of what a delay would bring. It's our Beacon's big show that happens once every 4 years. The world's watching this. If this city displays even a hint of vulnerability, the vultures will start circling. Looks like we'll have to put in some overtime and catch our enemy quickly. So, Chief, how's the investigation shaping up? I heard you lucked out and got a front row seat for the second assault. What did you see? Feeling nervous about having your first meeting with your old boss?
Is it related to the Underground's dark web and the new puppet model? Right. Those investigations do tend to eat up time.
You're saying there's someone else. Go on. So, you think the Underground has weaseled their way into the top brass, and now you're playing detective all on your own.
I know some candidates are in a desperate situation. They might try to use you for their own ends. Be careful, Chief. Steer clear of those politicians.
Hey, no sweat. Fighting alongside you totally made this scratch worthwhile. I definitely got the better end of the deal. We might not have much time together today, but one day, you'll see who I really am. For now, just remember one thing. Your actions have ignited a fire in many hearts. In the near future, they will all stand with you as allies.
You think I have ulterior motives? That I'm seizing this chance to approach you, rope you in, and earn your trust to vote for me? That would be undignified. and unnecessary. Since you don't have a liking for politicians like me, I won't trouble you beyond today. This is just a one-time personal request. To protect a child who has recently lost her loved one.
Because investigating them is the Ninth Agency's turf. No one has been confirmed to be involved so far. They're all too caught up in the election frenzy. Oh, totally slipped my mind. She's the one who gave you the invite, isn't she? Don't worry, she's well aware she's under a spotlight. She'll play nice. Look, the Ninth Agency holds the reins when it comes to probing these VIPs because our agents know their boundaries, skilled enough to gather intel and discreet enough to keep secrets. So save your breath trying to squeeze info out of me. After all, don't you already have your own little inside track? The Stewarts are still hounding me about finding his missing niece, but strangely, I don't see any mention of this in your report. That's all they told you? That's just their side of the story. Chief, if you're too nice to grill them, how about bringing them over to the Ninth Agency? I could give you a crash course in interrogation tactics.
Please do not hand us over to any other forces, be it the Stewart family, the Ninth Agency, or the FAC. Don't let any of them come at her again.
All right, chill out. I was just pulling your leg. Let them stay with you. It suits me just fine. Might even be more effective with you at the helm. I'm out. Got a long queue outside my interrogation room waiting for me. Keep your witnesses well protected, Chief. Many folks seem jittery about that secret daughter's existence during my interrogations. That speaks volumes about her value. Don't let her fall into anyone else's hands, and make sure she stays breathing.
FAC's main forces will be deployed to the DC frontline during the upcoming election month. Urban security will be jointly managed by MBCC and the Public Security Bureau. Your adjutant has received all relevant data and permissions. Contact me if anything comes up. It's just some malfunctioning old equipment. No cause for alarm. FAC will take care of this. FAC will handle it. There's no need for concern. Chief, you do have sharp instincts. But be careful not to let them lead you astray. Especially in the shadows, where you can easily lose your way. These are sensitive times. Focus on your duties and stay true to yourself. This is the only advice I can give you. Protect yourself. And the citizens. Their safety is in your hands now.
No, Chief. We're stuck here.
Chief! It's the MBCC Chief! Stop him! Is it true that you attended the Stewart's memorial service? Why did they invite you? There's something fishy going on with the Prime Minister's death, right?
You allied with Max King? Does it mean that the West District is now back in the MK group? What does your boss say about your decision? Has the West District turned its back on the Cavendish family? Has Miss Matilda Cavendish officially broken ties with her family? Are you also joining the fray? As a West District rep or on your own? What are your campaign strategies, and do your supporters align with your stance? Chief! Chief! Over here, this way!
Yes, during the Veers Mansion attack, the MBCC chief and I worked together to organize rescue efforts and quell the unrest. I can't disclose the specifics, but yes, I'm referring to the legendary chief. I've been tracking his endeavors for a long time. Our perspectives align remarkably on matters concerning Mania, FAC, and issues within the West District. This incident has forged a profound bond between us, as we both aspire to change this city. What? Chief stated he wouldn't interfere with the election right from the start? Oh, sure. Let's just roll with that. But remember, actions speak louder than words. And more importantly, what do we think when we look at him? Look at him. Look at all those who are fighting like him. Our city may have lost its way. Reality may have left you disappointed. But as long as we have people like them, we can still believe in change for our city. My friends, ask your hearts. If they still yearn for something better, then step out of your homes and make your votes count. This is our chance to seize our destiny. If we wish to change our city, let it start with ourselves. Staying passive won't pave the way to a brighter tomorrow. We must take part in shaping our own future. Believe, take action, and cast your vote for me. I am Matt.
Who on earth is voting for him? I'm so mad! It's all Chief's doing, but he's taking all the credit, and even rubbing it in our faces. And then he's even got the nerve to send you that message saying he's going to visit you. Ugh! What a politician! So shameless! All this for votes! Chief, don't meet with him. You're too soft-hearted, and you're too easily fooled by people like that. No, nothing new after that. Chief, you've already done enough for today. I think it's best if you take a break now. I wasn't... I sneaked out. Please don't tell Yelena. That's not how it is. Elena never lectures me.
What's there to keep from me? You should have been more careful. Take ample rest the next few days. Sable will be here shortly to carry you back to your room.
Yelena, are you angry with me?
Yes, I am angry. I'm angry because you sneaked out to play at this late hour. Now go back to your room.
Will you go with me?
Chief still has some words with me. I heard you were called into a meeting today. Did they say anything? You look rather tired. Please tell me if you need anything. You will have my full cooperation. Right. I suspected it was time they would put pressure on you. What else can we do? We are not the Prime Minister's confidants, merely employees hired to cover up his scandals. He divulged very little to us, and I have shared all the information I know. Sorry that we couldn't be the linchpin in solving this case. We lack that level of influence, only insignificant as feathers in the wind. If there's no alternative, Chief, hand me over to them. This way, those people, be it the agents seeking to interrogate a witness or those with something to hide, will refrain from troubling you for a while. I'll buy you time. Sable will protect her. And won't you protect her too? As for me, I am but a butler, an employee, replaceable at any time. Did I? I must have done it subconsciously. Forgive me, but I don't believe my power is potent enough to threaten you. You also have your shackles prepared just in case, don't you? Though I may have emotional moments at times, I always regain my composure and do what needs to be done. Are you going to stop us? How rare to find one with such candor. It's been far too long since I've met anyone like you. My apologies. I don't intend to act rashly, nor do I doubt your integrity. You saved the West District and defeated Black Rings. A true hero indeed. Alvira is incredibly fortunate to be under your protection. So please, feel free to give me your instructions. As long as no harm comes to Elle, I will do it in any manner possible. However, Chief, what we need is not a hero who can save the world. My only wish is to protect this one person from the storm. And that, more often than not, is so much harder than saving the world.
I'm sorry, Elena. I didn't mean to make you angry.
It's all right, Elle. I understand you are frightened. Would you like a real little handgun of your own? Maybe next time, then. Good night.
Hey, Chief! So, you saw that show? My bad. Go ahead and let me have it. Feel free to ring me up anytime to give me a piece of your mind. But at this late hour, you must have called me for something.
Breaking news again! Max King has just made an emergency announcement, and this is absolutely massive! His approval ratings are skyrocketing!
Breaking news, huh? What the heck is that guy doing?
Yes, my friends, I'm back. The Veers attack incident turned out to be quite the adventure. Not only did I cross paths with Chief, but I also connected with a vital witness. Her existence linked together all the election surprises, exposing the true darkness that touches every corner of our city. So, I must also conceal her identity until the investigation is complete. For her good, of course. However, citizens, worry not. This witness will soon be relocated to the 9th Agency, where she will be granted the highest level of protection, while her valuable insights can be put to optimal use. Did you hear that? You vermin lurking in the shadows? Your days of hiding are numbered. The tide is turning.
What's that sound?
Oh, some uninvited guests, I see. Now that they've ventured so deep into our territory, it would be terribly rude of us not to offer them a warm welcome.